What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and for the third time this week, I've got another free plugin to show y'all. This is Neural Q from Tone Empire. This is a two-band EQ and a preamp, and the preamp is based off a solid-state preamp with cinematic transformers, and the EQ is what they call a well-known vintage German EQ. I don't know. This maybe could be the Simon's EQ. I don't know what really gives it away, but I'm going to go over the controls and then I'll show you what this sounds like, and I'll give you a little more information about what is going on inside of this plugin. So with the controls, we have on the EQ a high and low shelf band, two-band shelving EQ, high shelf, low shelf. Not sure what frequencies either one of them are. On the right side, we have the preamp section, which you have a minimum to maximum for the drive. That's going to drive saturation into your signal. You can turn on that drive on and off with this button. And you have three stages here: clean, medium, and dirty, that you can use for the saturation here. And then lastly, you have a output control that starts or goes up to 0 dB and back down to all the way off here. All right, so I'm going to read to you just a little bit from Tone Empire's site about what is Neural Q. The future of analog emulation is here. This plugin faithfully captures the dynamic behavior and sound of a well-known vintage German equalizer and a modern solid-state preamp featuring cinematic transformers. Push the parameters to the limits and be stunned by the results. Circuit modeling is a technology of the past and can never produce as authentic as an analog emulation as RNN, or recurrent neural networks. Our new applications based on AI technologies literally train a model in parameters of an analog device by feeding it samples of real music material. We train the system with vocals, drums, guitars, full mixes, and other instrument phrases. The neural network then creates a model based on weights by replicating the effect of the analog gear on the sound. This results in more accurate analog behavior. So this term neural networks, I'm starting to see a lot more in plugins these days, as well as artificial intelligence. And I'm not talking artificial intelligence as like Isotope or Sonable uses, but like Baby Audio's recently released tape plugin uses artificial intelligence. I think their new Crystalline reverb uses artificial intelligence. Don't quote me on that one. But neural networks I've seen in Waves, like the Waves Clarity VX says it uses neural networks, and there's another Waves plugin that uses neural network. I believe it's the NX, but don't quote me on that either. But definitely seeing this as a trend, a new trend to modeling analog gear here. All right, so let's check out what Neural Q sounds like. I've got a rap vocal here from an artist named Virgos, and we're just going to dial in this EQ, and we'll turn some knobs. We'll go through the three stages here. I'll leave this drive at maximum so we can hear just the full effect of it here.
Shit. I've been busting my ass on the many nights I stayed up, meditating, honing my craft and staying prayed up. We bout the money, y'all that sucker shit don't phase us. I hear them taking shots, but them bullets don't ever graze us. Tell them niggas to raise up, this is where we supposed to sit. Change my mindset like fuck the hope, this what we supposed to get. Cosa Nostra shit, I feel my dreams the more I'm close to it. Success around the corner, make a toast to this. And stay away from jokers with no job or no kids, but yet they still bored. Got the kind of time and the freedom I would kill for. We independent, what the fuck we need a deal for? I told Kingpin when we drop 4, we hitting Billboard. That's major with no major label, no cosign. I've been knowing the whole time, my catalog a gold mine. Can't nobody control mine, a master of my own fate. Man, I been the goat, y'all catching on late.
All right, so I think we've got two good shelving bands here. With the high shelf and low shelf. I've also tried this out on some drums and it sounded good. Did get them sounding a little boomy for what I was using it on, but I think my favorite part of this is this preamp section. I mean, the EQ I find is okay so far, but definitely if you have something you just need to clean up some mud, we can hit that with the low shelf and boost a little highs, and you should be good to go there. But the preamp section, with this all the way at max and this at dirty, some stuff you can really hear it start to break up and distort. But I like that even on dirty and max, it's not too overbearing of a distortion. Like it starts to get just a little too much, and then from there we can just hit medium. I kind of would like to get in between here, but also kind of like just the three simple selections here. So kind of torn on that. I would like to be able to double click and move it that way rather than clicking and dragging it. But pretty nice plugin here for free. I mean, again, you've got until May 1st to download this and check it out. But I think it's nice for adding some subtle saturation to things like guitars, vocals, and even drums. And other plugins from Tone Empire, in the past I've reviewed the Opto Red and the Goliath version 2, which is their channel strip. And I have a link to that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. And I've got a link in the description for those if you want to check those out as well. And I'll have a link, of course, to this Neural Q for you to check it out and get it for free. Again, this is available until May 1st, 2022. All right, if you like this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, a podcast about pro audio and beyond. Season 3 is now underway, and in this season, we'll be doing a lot of topics requested by listeners. So if you have a topic you want to hear discussed on the podcast, email us, DM us, or join us in our Facebook group, Faders Up Podcast, and let us know. And if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, I have a link in the description that'll take you to the page.